Here we are. It is February 9th, 2024. We have, I have mail running in the background, so that could ping at me, but we have plenty of news, literally cramming it in at the last minute here for you. I'm here with my partner, Brian, and we're going to bring you everything we can find. Ready? I'm ready. Here we go. So, big week so far. 7 top news stories that happened this week. And Rumble is dominating the charts all over again. So we're going to bring that to you as accurately as we can. Thank you for bringing that music down, B. But I'm drinking coffee right now. I'd like you all to know. That's part of our first news story. I won't reveal exactly whose cup I'm using, but there's no bias here, which is also an awesome joke. I think we were on number 2, weren't we?
Yeah, I gotta fix it. I don't know how.
It's all right. It's coming up. It's coming up. But number 1, we have new sponsors. Seems like coffee is a very popular way to kind of monetize your industry, right? It seems to be the premier form of raising funds and having these alternatives, these ways of monetizing your content by having sponsorships that you are intricately tied to. We've seen that through Mug Club with the Crowder stuff. My coffee cup currently is filled, as you can see, in legitimate reality, with some coffee brand coffee that I got using promo code PudgeTV. I don't have a promo code, so please go use his. I am trying some of that coffee. I'm actually about halfway into a bag that I got to support his channel. But it seems that our friends over at Rumble have decided that they are going to get in on this game, and they have partnered up with 1776 Coffee, or 1775. I'm living in the future, a whole year ahead. 1775 Coffee is partnered as an exclusive Rumble brand product. If large corporate advertisers are afraid to advertise with specific audience, we'll just build the product lines and take them on. Awesome. So they're going to literally find ways of monetizing those who are finding issues having sponsor opportunities or product options to put into fundraising for their stream. So very cool. You can go to 1775coffee.com. Good on you, Rumble. For that, I will drink yet another competitor coffee brand coffee. Thank you, guys. All right, so on our second news item for the day. Oh man, just so much. Evie Mux had an update last night. We got to watch it live while we were doing some work here in studio. But they have launched a whole new feature, which is frames. Now, I don't know if we didn't even set up a demo of it on this, did we, Brian? We didn't. But that's not what our clip is from, correct? It's not about the frames specifically. Next story. Yeah. So, but what it's actually very cool. You have the ability to set animated frames. I did not get into testing them yet. We'll have a full report on that, I'm sure, on Video Lab 7. We'll get into playing with what kind of things we can do with this new feature. But every frame, every video, and every screen share can all have these frames applied to them. So you'll get yet another decorative option. I believe you'll have the ability to customize those options. I know at least there's going to be choices. I don't know about custom uploads just yet, but we will, like I said, follow us here on Rumble for Video Lab 7, as well as on our X account. I keep wanting to say Twitter just to this very day, and I never was a Twitter user. I don't know why. It's just so. Follow us on X when we do know what the limitations and the abilities of this new frame option, this new frame feature is, that will be reported in there. But frames is a new feature, and actually, it was a really interesting update from them. Uh, they actually gave us an amazing. Actually, I think it was somebody in their group tipped off a piece of news that we had missed, that had happened back on the 5th. So if we go to number 3 here, right there, I don't know if I can make that happen with my finger by touching it. Oh, I can. That's so cool. Okay, number 3, Meta is to cut access on third-party groups. If you have a Facebook group, I think they're threatening to take the API access away to it. That has put an awful lot of developers in kind of a tailspin, especially if your industry depends on being able to aggregate content to multiple groups, and people are paying for that option. The warning still exists. When you build something that is dependent upon these other people's platforms, you are building on sand. It's best if you own those platforms. So I encourage people who are in development and have the ability to develop their own platforms, do it. I know that's not everybody, but find platforms you can trust, that you can partner with, like Rumble, like X. Um, not that they won't cycle out APIs, and not that things won't happen. This is really a situation where Facebook is trying to evolve and develop, but this is probably going to affect live streaming to a certain extent as well. Being able to post to a Facebook group and it work is right now on pretty shaky ground. We don't know what the future for that holds. We actually even have a clip right for this piece, so let me add that in and we'll take a look at it real quick here.
Albert saying, hello folks, it's been a while. Facebook is ending third-party access to live streaming in groups on April 22nd, 2024. This means tools like Ecamm, EVMAX, StreamYard, and OBS will be affected.
Right. So it's something that we are still exploring, because they just announced it, and a lot of people speaking about it, and we are not sure if it will happen or not. But yeah, they are speaking about only the groups, by the way. We're speaking about the groups. So it should not affect the pages or your profile if you're going live on those, only on groups. You will be able, I guess, to go live on those groups, but you will need to, to generate the RTMP details and then, use it.
So basically what they claim or announce that they might turn off is the API. It means
the API, which means that we won't have comments also from Facebook groups only.
Yeah. So, and again, we don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely anyone that is really using heavily the Facebook groups definitely should consider that. Again, you will be able to stream, but comments and probably the ability to schedule from EVMAX will be affected. You will be able to schedule in Facebook and then stream RTMP. So there might be probably workarounds to that, whatever they'll do. I mean, whatever Facebook will do, you will have workarounds. They might make things a bit harder. The only thing I'm kind of thinking out loud, usually when you do such things, it's for a reason. Maybe they plan to do something better in the near future. Maybe they develop something. Maybe, I don't know. But it just doesn't sound...
No one knows the reason behind it, but yeah.
It doesn't make sense that they do it just to make things harder for their creators, because in general, Facebook, Instagram, all these groups, they are pro creators. Like, they try to give the creators more tools and make them, they want the creators in the platform. So interesting, definitely, and definitely should follow and see what's going on. But yeah, so far, that's what we know. And thank you, Albert, for bringing that on.
So very cool that we have that information. Thank you, Albert, for bringing that up in the EVMux town hall. We missed that one, so good catch. Don't know how long that is going to take to see the light of day as far as changes go. But we're going to find out exactly where that's going to affect us probably in the next couple of weeks. But from a developer's point of view, they seem like they're not worried about it. As you could see in that clip, though, you did get to see a sample of the new frames if you saw going around. If you saw that going around their actual each individual view portal in their template. So both a demonstration and a news story. So hopefully Facebook finds a solution that is functional for third-party streaming platforms, software service options, stuff like that. I'm sure that will all get worked out, but very, very impactful news. I know there's people that are having their business pretty seriously interrupted. I think we had read on that. Let me see if I can pull this up and share it. I don't know if I can. I think I already have my share taken, but I had that story open. That's all right. We'll put it. I'll actually put a link in this video for the Crunchbase article that where Meta and or this whole story about Meta's changes to their Groups API is at. So for those who are technically minded and want to know how that affects them, that's where to probably start unraveling that thread if you aren't already affected. So number 4. Rumble has opened up a new physical space in DC. They had studios, I believe, when they first started up in their Canadian offices. Back this off a touch. They had kind of a makeshift studio. I mean, obviously, this is their industry. They have a similar setup like we've got as well. But they've always had a studio in each of their locations. I am going to cut that pink out of the top. And Brian's like, "Why'd you do that?" Yeah. So pull this up. Oh, there was the Meta. There was the Meta story. We can cut over that real quick. That is on TechCrunch.com. Let me see if we can go and pop over to it from the previous story here. That link will be listed below in the description of this video when we finish running this stream. So you'll be able to check that out. Let's go back to the next item here. Yeah. So the DC offices are, I guess they just installed a room in DC for access to Congress. So that's, show them the screenshot, Brian. It's actually kind of cool. I like the neon on the door. I don't know about you, but I want to go down that door. Are you afraid of the door? I'm not afraid of the door. But the physical offices are actually pretty darn nice. And they wanted to know who the first was going to be to actually go in. It looks like Matt Gaetz jumped at the opportunity and was first hosting a show, hosting me on Firebrand this afternoon. So he was on the Firebrand. Let me bring this to the front. Bring to front. The Firebrand show decided to use the DC studio, which is actually it's very nice. Looks like a couple of Blackmagic, some Confidence monitors, good mics, nice setup. I'm really jealous of the neon sign. I think I already let Rick know that I want one of those neon signs, but we can do it on our wall. We'll do it. We'll do it for the next time we have guests in studio. We'll put up the Rumble logo the way that we can. Not as cool as a physical neon sign, though, that's for sure. So, next story on our agenda are that captions are now available for shorts and for reels. I think it's auto-generated captions inside of StreamYard when you go to make your clips for shorts and reels. So, it's doing some speech-to-text options. I'm trying to see if I can pull the graphic on that
one.
There it is. This is, I actually played this. I believe this is all they're doing is they are just switching this. You can go ahead and cut to that one, Brian. That one is, I think, a sample of what it looks like. As you can see, this is their town hall. It's vertical video format. It's horizontal in the center, but they're using that top space with the blurred out video background to actually do their real-time transcribed captions in the video, which makes that that video accessible with the mute on, as anyone would be looking at TikToks and other shorts and other vertical short content. Cool feature. I don't know what abilities you have to edit that text yet. Again, that will be something we'll be exploring in labs, and we will report back on what we find. But they did mention that there are some customizations. I'm just not sure to what extent those customizations are available. And all of those things obviously will be improved as time goes on. So if this is something that matters to you, let them know on their Twitter feed, on their YouTube videos, on their Rumble videos. I think they're on Rumble. I haven't really looked for StreamYard on Rumble. That's what we'll be doing after this show. And next on our agenda is Rumble has updated quite a few features. We actually had to consolidate a few stories to get them all to fit in this broadcast, but they gave us some new features about autoplay. Show you a couple of them that have come about. Mastering the Rumble had pointed out that we asked and they listened. We have the ability to turn off autoplay on Rumble Video, and it's I did test that. It does work quite well. I didn't mean to hide behind my news story, but this new button right here is an option where you can turn off the autoplay feature now on Rumble, as well as some very interesting things now on chat. Now, this is web only. This does not work on Android or iOS at the moment, but does work on the website. But when you are in the chat in a live stream, you can now type the name of somebody you would like to communicate with in that chat and tag them, and it will auto-complete their username. That is actually very awesome. That's going to do a lot for organic growth and interaction. And I expect that will probably be on the mobile apps very soon. If they're testing it here on web, it's just a matter of time before it rolls down into the rest of the apps. And then one more feature that had popped up is that they're rolling out new versions of the apps to Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Android TV. Looks like the LG Smart TVs, Samsung Smart TVs, and Chromecast. So whole new bevy of updates coming, which I believe that is going to allow you to do some more interactions. I know at least being able to thumb up, thumb down. I don't know about comments. I don't think we have all those devices. I don't think we only have 3 of them, Brian. So we're going to have to figure out how to validate a lot of those. Obviously, I will be validating Apple TV, Fire TV, and Chromecast. That are those are the 3 devices I do have connected upstairs in our living room, and I'll let you know how that works. The rest, I think my mom is going to have to report in on what happens with the Android TV. That's what we installed at her house last month. Next story. What are we on? Are we on 7 already? Wow, that went fast. That was 18 minutes. It's crazy. Rumble Studio. I don't know if you noticed. Hopefully you did. But we got to test Rumble Studio while we were doing setup. I could not wait. Literally 30 minutes before we were getting ready to sit down and start finalizing the show, that news came out. But we now have Rumble Studio for iOS, and I did test it. We did do a stream right here in studio, and we'll probably jump right back into this afterwards. But fully functional, looks exactly like you would expect from actually I can do this. It looks exactly like you would expect from the web. Actually, it functions a little better in some ways, especially in vertical mode. Let me pipe this in, and I will share with you what that interface looks like. Here we go. So this is the new Rumble Studio iOS app on a 13-inch, an 11-inch iPad Pro. Everything functions as you would expect. Creating streams, it's all there. And I believe it works both in landscape and in portrait mode. looks wonderful. It's buttery smooth. Settings seem to work without any problems. I actually did jump into it. You notice it's version 0.93. 17. I'm not sure what that 17 is, so maybe we give them feedback. There you go, guys. And that's how you do feedback properly. I think. Right here, right? Great job, guys. Thank you for doing all that you do. Beautiful. Of course, like the grammar Nazi that my wife has made me. Oh, shoot. Now it's getting entertaining. Delete. Give feedback. There we go. Cool. So adding destinations. I have not added a Twitch yet. It goes in for validation. Plenty of options. It's darn cool to have a native iOS app running on my M1 iPad. And it was very simple for us to go live. We will be doing some tests in the wilderness for you, Rick. We'll find out just how far out into the boonies we can get. My hometown definitely qualifies. I can get out there to Quincy and make sure that this stuff works in the worst possible conditions. But I don't think that's going to be, it's not going to be determined by my hardware. That's going to be determined by our network. So network provider, this is a Wi-Fi only device. Maybe it's time to get a 5G based iPhone and find out how this works out. But that's all of the news that we have tonight. They will be plenty of news, I'm sure, in the coming week. So make sure to follow us. If you can, right down below, you will see a follow button. Like this video helps. I think there's an algorithm on Rumble. I don't. Maybe there's not, but there definitely is one on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, give us a like. Also subscribe. Follow us on X at 7talents.com. I believe we have a banner somewhere. Let me pull that up for you. That's where you can follow us on X. And if you have any suggestions or any ideas, or if you are interested in possibly maybe even teaming up with us at 7 Talents and being capable of reporting news with us, or if you have interest in remote production, make sure to drop us an email. You can do that at info@7talents.com. But for now, we're going to roll out and enjoy our weekend. We hope you enjoy your weekend. Meet us here again Friday at 7 Central Standard Time, and we'll talk to you next week. Take care of yourself.
Wide shout out.
No what?
Wide shout out.
Wide shout out? Sure, we can do wide shout.